Hello everyone, this is Alex again from Swoosh English. Today I am talking about OET writing. The writing task, you're usually provided with you have to write a referral letter, and it's got to be between 180 to 200 words. As I said before, it can be below, or it can be a little bit below or a little bit more. 180 to 200 is just a guide if you've seen my previous videos. Today's question is all about how important it is to read the question carefully. Now, I know you'll be thinking, okay, Alex, I've heard this before. Maybe my high school teachers told me this. My, teachers at nursing college, or, when you were training to be a doctor, for example, all of these things. But there can be, with regards to the OET writing question, there can be real subtle differences in the wording, and that can have a huge difference on what you're being asked to do. Okay, so in a lot of cases, there could be some situations where the person that you're writing the referral letter to, maybe you're writing to a GP, maybe they have previously written to you and then you're writing back to them. So in that case, they already know the patient. Or you could be referring them to a GP and they've never met them before. So in the case of them having met the patient before and they've already sent notes, they've sent a letter back to you with information, etc. Of course, they already know the patient's medical history. So in this case, when you're writing back to them, you don't need to include so much medical information. So this really goes back to the what I was talking about yesterday, and with one of my videos about selecting the case notes, and you're judged on you're assessed on your ability to select the right case notes for the question that you're given. So in the case of the person that you're writing to has never met that patient before, of course you need to go through the case notes, select the right amount of medical information, the background on the patient, in order to provide the person, the GP, with the information that they need to then do their job. So there can be a real subtle difference, okay, in the wording. For example, you could say, you're being asked to write a referral letter back to the GP. So in this case, from the meaning, even though it's not kind of there in black and white, you can hear when it says referring, when you're writing back to the GP, then that the GP and the patient have already met before, and the GP has information and an understanding of the medical background of this patient. So you can see there's a real subtle difference between the wording of the two. So you really need to know in advance, who you're writing to and what the purpose is. And this then, you can really then, once you've analyzed the question, you've read it carefully, maybe you want to underline the key words, then you can understand what kind of case notes, what kind of information you need to include in your referral letter. Remember that 20% of your score is for overall task fulfillment. Basically, did you fulfill the task? Did you answer the question, appropriately? And did you give the examiner what they wanted? So be really careful on reading the question. Read it 2 or 3 times to get a full understanding, and then that will really help you with the rest of the assignment. Remember, you've got 5 minutes for reading time, and then you've got 40 minutes for writing. Hopefully this video was helpful to you today. Make sure you go to swooshenglish.com for more free OET materials. If you have any questions at all, make sure you put them in the comment section below.